Good evening, viewers, and you're welcome to the program Stock and Shares. Interestingly, the new week started on a down note because we had the market go down at the end of trading yesterday by 0.06%. And at the end of trading today, that is being partly recovered because the market went up by 0.02%. And that also meant that in terms of yield, the market is closing at 7.55% up. But what a number of investors are probably looking at is basically the index. With the index approaching almost 46,000 level, the question that is being asked, is the market returning to year 2007? That we'll be looking at in the course of the program. But what is much more important, again, that probably impacted the market at the end of trading today, has to do with the Monetary Policy Committee meeting. And that we'll also be sharing with you, because how the money market operates also has an impact as to how the capital market will run. But talking about our regulars, we'll be sharing with you market development. Interestingly, we had the week also closed positive. I'll be sharing with you the companies that help to push the market in the direction that we'll be talking to in the course of the program. And still talking about our regulars, corporate results, we'll be sharing with you again, because with the arrival of results, which is also one of the things that we'll be doing on the show this evening, is that which company are likely to hit the market with their results this week, and that's up to next week, Monday, and which companies will also be hitting the market in the month of February, and what is the month of February itself is likely to do. But all of these also have your input, because the direction in which the market runs has your input. Similarly, the direction in which this program also runs also has your input, and all you need to do is either send an SMS indicating areas that you want to look at, areas you want adjustment in, areas you want improvement in, whatever, so far that we're able to accommodate it, giving time and giving ability to also take them on in terms of adequate research. So please continue to be part of this platform, and the only way you can be is basically using the two platforms that we talked about earlier. Because the market is for you, all we're basically doing is providing you that service. And the program this evening will not be excluding the other regulars as well. We'll be talking about market development, we'll be talking about notice board, because a few companies have already indicated what is going to come in 2022. We'll also be talking about Almighty Company of the Week. I'll be talking about many more. All we'll be urging you is relax. Let's spend the next 60 minutes together, because for us, we're certain that you have substantial information to take home, and those information, well processed, well researched, should help to improve your position as far as the Nigerian capital market is concerned. So permit us to take the first break.
For 3 decades, people world over have improved their health and well-being by its rich ingredients. A unique blend of essential amino acids, multivitamins and minerals specially formulated to combat stress and fatigue. The golden promise of Astamine is being enjoyed by more and more people who have found the deepest secret of living life at its peak. Astamine. Get healthier.
There is a reason Africa is called the new frontier. What was once potential is now an opportunity ready to be seized. Once revered for our resources, today's wealth lies in our people. People who build the cities that shape the future. People who know an idea in one place means business in another. A generation for whom technology means there are no borders, no boundaries. We are the new lions in a brave new world, kings of the urban jungle. And there's a bank that puts the world in our pocket and the future in our hands. UBA, Africa's global bank.
You're welcome back. And if you just joined us, the program is Stock and Shares. Interestingly, by this time in 2007, we had the situation where the market was basically running riot. Running riot in the sense that the market was approaching almost 58,000 basic points in terms of the index. And the question that quite a number of persons who also have played the market then and now is, oh, is the market going back to that era? But let's look at how the market ended in the week. First, we can confirm to you that for the week ended January 21st, 2022, that the market didn't have enough support in terms of volume, doing less than 1.3 billion. But in terms of value, rallied to over almost 47.2 billion naira in terms of value. And not only that, he also did rally to a point where the index was almost 3.4% in the week. But taking a global look as to what the market has done in the week vis-a-vis what the previous years has also presented, taking the last 16 years, one of the things you will find is that 8 times out of 16, the market did rally to over a 2 billion unit in terms of volume traded. This ironically included 2021 and 2018, looking at the screen, with 2018 remaining the best in terms of volume traded. But 2018 also had 2016, 2015, 2013, as well as 2011. And in 2008, did finish 2.35 billion, and 2010 did finish 2.35 billion, and 2008 did finish 4.61 billion. But when it came to the indicator by value, what you will find is that 10 years out of the last 16 years has also had the situation where the market did over 20 billion naira. Ironically, 2020 to 2022 had this part that test. This itself was after 2018 with 45.82 billion. Similarly, 2015, 2014, 2013, 2011, and then 2008 with 61.9 billion, and then 2007 with 26.5 billion, basically made up the number. However, 2018 remained an outstanding year from whatever position that you look at the market, because 2018 like I mentioned, had the best in terms of volume and also crossed the 20 billion. But in terms of the index, it also did cross the red mark, finishing 5.11% up, which also means that in all, 6 out of 16 years joined to 5 other years joined 2018 to make it 6 years that cross both hurdle. 2021, 2018, like we mentioned, 2015, 2013, and 2011, as well as 2008. And if you then take the indicators further, what you then find is that the market in 2022 basically was an average performance. Looking at the next chart, which is a more detailed picture as to what the market has done, excuse me, is the fact that 2022 basically had a major improvement over what 2021 did. And what that also brought on the table is the fact that other than the insurance subsector that finished negative, every other sector in 2022 did finish positive. However, like we mentioned, 2018 was an outstanding year. But taking it from the point of how the banking subsector did, you'll find that 2019 to 2021, we had 3 straight years of the banking subsector being negative, though it turned positive in 2022, like we told you. However, banking subsector was coming in from a 3 years positive, 2015 to 2016, while the oil and gas subsector, that 2010 to 2012, 3 straight years of being negative, would not be the same for the insurance subsector. Like we told you, for the insurance subsector, 2 years back to back, 2021 and 2022 finished negative. However, 2017 to 2020 had 4 straight years of being positive. So what that also then means is that for that sector, the sector has basically continued to do a swing. But if you then extend that to what the sectors have done by 2022, what you will find is that some sectors, for instance, the NSE 30, NGX 30, banking, oil and gas, the industrial subsector, pension, and the main market have had 3 straight weeks of being positive. And then the insurance subsector had 3 straight weeks of being negative, while the premium sector had 2 straight weeks of being positive. The consumer subsector and Lotus, from all indication, are just having their first time being positive in 2022. But let's also extend why the chart is on to the fact that as far as the monetary policy committee meeting was concerned, all indicators literally were standing at attention, no changes. The MPC, monetary policy rate, remain at 11.5, cash reserve ratio remaining at 27.5, and liquidity ratio standing at 30%. So what that then means is that not much is expected in terms of changes that we'll see in the market, as the capital market, relative to what the money market is also presenting. Other than the interest, the exchange rate is also expected that there will be some level of stability in the weeks ahead. But let's quickly look at how the market also fared in terms of the number of companies that appreciated in share price vis-a-vis the number of companies that remained at attention. Interestingly, 86 companies basically did not record any price change in the week. in a week that also had the last trading day up by 0.15%. But in 2021, that had 79 companies not recording any price change. On the last trading day of that week, we had the market going down by 0.25%, while in 2020, that had 103 companies not changing price. The market closed that week on a 0.13% appreciation, which itself was lower than the 1.38% appreciation on the last trading day of the week in 2019. But 2011 to 2020 had all those years finishing with over 100 companies not recording any price change. So that is one of the things that you will find as far as the market is concerned. Again, but while this is on, let's quickly also mention that while investors are waiting the allotment, the approval of the allotment scheme for MTN and MPF Microfinance, we had a situation where 4 years earlier, 2018, the par value and pricing did change, and it at that point that companies now started to run below 50 kobo in terms of their share price. In that year as well, we also had NASD doing a categorization of companies, red, pink, and blue, and all of these had to do with the level of performance of the companies. But in 2018, the right issue of Transnationwide Express did hit the market, and that right issue was at 80 kobo. This itself was coming in 3 years after United Capital, then UBA Capital did a right issue at 90 kobo, and then you had this right issue listed at 90 kobo, while PZ had the only interim in the history of the company when it did a 19.19 kobo in terms of interim dividend. We will not be talking about interim dividend yet, since the market is very fresh into the new year. But one of the things that may also come the way of the market is a few more companies may also be offering bonuses. And it's also on that note that we'll be taking another break. And when we return after the break, we'll be sharing with you the companies that basically help the market in finishing positive in the week under review. Please stay tuned.
For every uncertainty that life presents on a daily basis, there is only one cover you can be sure of: the Sovereign Trust Insurance PLC cover. We have all it takes to give you the assurance that life can be perfect, even in the midst of uncertainty. Come under our cover today and put life's uncertainty behind you. Sovereign Trust Insurance PLC. We've got you covered.
Honey!
Daddy, please, can I go out with you and Mommy tonight?
Sure thing, sweetie. Get your shoes and we go.
Promise?
You have my word.
Daddy!
You know I wouldn't leave without you, my princess.
There's nothing more important than a promise. We are Fidelity. We keep our word.
For every uncertainty that life...
They say the more you learn, the more you grow. With MTN's reliable internet and YouTube learning videos, there's no limit to what you can learn or how far you can grow. Get up to 3 hours of free streaming on YouTube when you buy data plans from MTN. Dial *131 *750 hash or download my MTN app to buy your preferred YouTube data plan.
Everywhere you go, MTN.
You're welcome back. And if you just joined us, the program is Stock and Shares. First, let's confirm to you that the market, like we told you, did rally positive. And the changes that the market also brought in terms of the direction is what the next chart will be sharing with you. First, you're going to find a situation where some companies did exceedingly well because we have Airtel running 105 naira. Okay, let's start from the NASD first. From the NASD position, we have CSCS dropping by 62 kobo, and that also meant it dropped 3.1% in terms of market capitalization. Niger Delta dipped by 3 naira. That also meant that it dipped to 1.26 in terms of market capitalization. And having dropped 10 kobo at the end of market today, the company closed at 234 naira 90 kobo. While NIPCO rallied to a 6 naira 90 kobo dip, and that meant a 10% drop in its market capitalization. WAMCO went up by 30 kobo, and that resulted in a 0.25% improvement in its market capitalization. And the company did close at the end of trading today at 115 naira. In terms of performance, let's confirm to you that CSCS, FDG, WAMCO, NIPCO, and Niger Delta basically dominated. While in terms of value, CSCS had WAMCO, Niger Delta, and NIPCO in that order, in a week that had the index go down by 0.73%, which itself is the opposite of what the NGX did. And looking at the next chart, which has to do with NGS, first we can confirm to you that the market had almost 12 straight years of being positive, in the sense that we had a situation where the number of companies that appreciated in share price were higher than the number of companies that dropped in price. And this, like I mentioned, was 2010 to 2021, other than 2012 that basically broke that rank. But let's also mention that between 2013 to 2021, it's been 9 straight years of the market having more companies finishing up than the number of companies finishing down. So in essence, it's only 2006, 2009, 2012 that we had the market having more companies going down ahead of the companies that went up. So 2022, from all indication, is a situation where 47 companies did appreciate in share price. And interestingly, no bank, I repeat, no bank was in the top 10. And it had Airtel going up by 105 naira to finish with a 10% appreciation in terms of market capitalization. And that then catapulted the telecom company to becoming the second most capitalized company on our market, with a market capitalization of over 4.34 trillion. Seplat did finish a distant second with a 65 naira 10 kobo gain, having gained 35 naira on the last trading day of the week, and one of the 21 companies that did appreciate price on the last trading day of the week. The previous week, the company was up by 25 naira when it also finished as the best performing stock. At the end of trading today, he added 10 kobo to his share price to open market tomorrow at 719 naira. Dangote Cement, the most capitalized, did finish with a 14 naira 90 kobo gain. The previous week, it was up by 20 naira when it finished as the third best performing stock. So for the second consecutive week, it's finishing position number 3. BUA Cement, 2 naira 90 kobo was all he added to his share price, reversing the 50 kobo drop that he posted the previous week when he finished 12th. You can also confirm to you that from all indication, BUA Cement happens to be the 4th most capitalized company. That position is maintained for a while now. For Nigerian breweries, the king in the 70s and the 80s, struggling with First Bank in terms of market capitalization, is basically having to struggle in the top 10. But in the week, he went up by 2 naira, having gained 70 kobo on the last trend of the week. Ironically, the previous week, he was also down by 2 naira when he finished 3rd. For Northern Nigerian flour mills, he added 70 kobo to his share price on the last trend of the week, and that took the total gain to 1 naira 35 kobo. And that also fetched a 20.6% appreciation in market capitalization. The previous week, the company did go down by 70 kobo when he finished 9th. Let's also not forget that Vitafoam added 1 naira 20 kobo to his share price, having gained 1 naira 15 kobo on the last trend of the week. The previous week, he was up by 75 kobo when he finished 8th. Dangote Sugar, 75 kobo to finish 8th in the week under review, ahead of Eternal Oil that went up by 74 kobo, 4 better than Cadbury. Interestingly, Cadbury unaudited 4th quarter result did hit the market, and we hope we'll be able to look at that, hopefully, next week. But for Eternal Oil, it was also coming in with 40 kobo gain on the previous week. Like we mentioned, we had a situation where of the 47 companies that appreciated, 9 banks did finish in that class, but none of them in the top 10. We can confirm as well that Cordville has been rallying, even hitting 55 kobo at end of trading today. Cordville added 9 kobo to his share price, and that also meant that it went up by 24%, while Nimet added 18 kobo to his share price, and that fetched a 10% appreciation, just like the Initiate that closed 44 kobo, having gained 4 kobo. Initiate is already on the queue to raising additional capital. But at the end of trading today, there are 20 companies appreciating in price. ETI added 90 kobo to his share price to hit 9 naira 95 kobo, while Champion Breweries added 19 kobo to his share price to close at 2 naira 55 kobo. On the downside, let's quickly mention that 23 companies did drop in price. Again, no bank in the top 10, though 3 out of the 23 were in the banking subsector. BUA reversed the 12 naira 80 kobo gain he posted the previous week when he finished 3rd to a 1 naira 60 kobo drop, while Stanbic IBTC dropped by 10 kobo on the last trade of the week to close at dropped 10 kobo on the last trade of the week to be one of the 14 companies that dropped price on the last trade of the week. But it did drop by 1 naira 10 kobo in total, ahead of Lafarge 40 kobo. Lafarge at the end of trading today dropped 10 kobo to close at 25 naira 30 kobo. Adova 35 kobo drop, NEM 26 kobo drop. side, we are basically small, with Transcorp picking up a 6 kobo drop, despite having to close 5 kobo up on the last trading day of the week. However, for Custodian, the 20 kobo drop on the last trading day of the week, just like the 10 kobo drop by Honeywell, basically helped to push their numbers below par. But at the end of trading today, let's quickly confirm to you that C&I Leasing dropped 42 kobo, and that means we'll be opening the market tomorrow at 3 naira 78 kobo. United Capital dropped 15 kobo, closed the market at 10 naira 75 kobo. Zenith Bank dropped 20 kobo, and it closed at 25 naira 40 kobo, which itself is 10 kobo lower than GT Wilco that dropped 15 kobo, but closed 25 naira 55 kobo. Let's then look at how all of this played out in terms of volume and value traded. So the next chart is indicating that in all, we had 17 companies trading over 20 million in the week, and 11 of them happened to be in the banking subsector. In the lower segment, we had Wema Bank doing 28.6 million to finish 14, ETI 27 million to finish 15, Sterling Bank 26.7 million to finish 16, and FCMB 26.1 million to finish 17. One thing that must also be noted from all indication that the volume traded by Transcorp happens to be the lowest volume in 4 weeks for any first place finisher. But if you then flip the chart, looking at the big value, what you will find with big value is a situation with that Dangote Cement basically dusted 42 other companies to be the best performer. This is not unrelated with the share buyback that also closed in the week. And ironically, this is also the second largest value traded in 3 weeks. Let's also confirm that 13 companies did over 20 million naira, and they happen to include the banks, and 6 out of the top 13 companies did trade over 200 million, and again the 6 are in the banking subsector, and 3 of them in the cement subsector. It's also on that note that we take another break. When we return after the break, we'll basically be sharing with you what is likely to happen as far as the month of February is concerned. It is becoming clearer now that except there's a major mishap, the month of January will close positive. But let's begin to look beyond January, because that is what the capital market is concerned. So we take another break.
My name is Wale Kadri. I'm the Executive Director of Technical ICO Insurance PLC. ICO has been in existence for 55 years, and we have track record. In this market, we are known by a lot of multinationals. In terms of claim settlement, in the industry, they know us for that. Settle claims within 24 hours, within 48 hours, because we have the financial muscle and we have the technical skill, capability to do it. In terms of branch network, we have presence in so many states. We also give them best of services. So that's what we stand for as ICO. We are always there and there's a claim from our clients. We've been supporting various businesses for a long time and we'll continue to do that.
Ever wondered how easy it would be if your bank was part of your life? Sort of like an assistant, a buddy, and a plug.
Alerts, you there?
Always alert, sir.
I see what you did there. Am I up to date? What was that?
Your repayment has just been done. By the way, I found a cheaper ticket for your flight.
Awesome. Schedule my run for 7:19 a.m. tomorrow. I missed it this morning.
Already done.
What else?
Grocery shopping. The list has been sent to your phone.
Perfect. Anything else?
All done. Just get ready for your date.
All right, cool.
Welcome to the future of banking. Alat, simple, reliable, and convenient. A smarter way to...
As you adjust to the new realities for operating your business and engaging with your customers, let us help you transform your business into a digital powerhouse capable of adapting and taking advantage of today's opportunities. With our best-in-class array of digital solutions, you can conduct your business, receive payments from your customers, and perform transactions quickly, safely, and conveniently, because we've got you covered with the right people, technology, and service offerings. Contact us today and let us take your business to its zenith. Zenith Bank, in your best interest.
You're welcome back. And if you just join us, the program is Stock and Shares. Let's start on the long-term perspective of the market. Every capital market is long-term. One of the things you'll find, looking at the last 5 years and the last 10 years, first you'll find that the consumer subsector in the last 10 years did underperform what that same sector had done in the last 5 years. That is talking about 2017 to 2022. Similarly, you also will find that the insurance subsector at below 50 in terms of yield, again, is lower in the last 10 years compared to 50, almost 52 that was done by the sector in the last 5 years. Don't also forget from all indication that the emerging markets still remain in red even in the last 5 years. If you then flip the chart, interestingly, and then said, oh, what is it that we are expecting in this week? Because like I said, the market is about expectation. If you then flip the chart, you are going to be sharing with you the expected result for this week. And this is important because a number of investors also needs to be anticipating as to what is it that will be coming their way. And these results that we are sharing with you are going to be a combination of audited and fourth quarter. But those fourth quarter will be unaudited. So you're going to find the likes of the big boys throwing in their figures, because for any company that will not be able to have its audited ready in the first 60 days does not have any choice but to then throw up the fourth quarter unaudited to the market. This is one of the ways that has also helped to improve on the suppression of results while insider activity is then encouraged. So we'll be seeing very many companies other than what we have mentioned also throw in a surprise, because if you find that you are not going to be able to meet the 60 days position, the option would then be, oh, quickly throw this in before the end of January. But much more importantly, let's look at the companies in this same class that are likely to be able to hit their results in the month of February. And what you are going to find in the next chart, which is the chart that you have now, is that a large number of them are going to be in the banking subsector, which also means that the expectation will be, oh, we hope that CBN will give prompt attention so we don't have a repeat of what happened in 2021. So the big boys, again talking about the banking subsector, then the likes of the cement company, talking about Dangote, Nigerian breweries, will also be featuring in this class. So don't be in a hurry to sell your shares because a little more weight may not be too bad for you. That is also not to say should the result come and is below expectation that you will not take additional beating. But all of these would then translate to what the month of February itself will be sharing with us. But if you look at the next chart I will be sharing with you, looking at February, the month of February, beyond 2011, what you will find interestingly is that the market had 12 negative between 2010 and 2021, which itself is a major challenge for our market. Unlike the general concern that, oh, it's December, we can confirm to you that December is not as critical in terms of how much hit the market takes as the month of February. So first, you'll find that 2019 to 2020, 2021 basically are negative, which also means that if you then take the last 10 years, what you will find is 9 times, the last 20 years rather, 9 times the market is also being on the downside. But what is, we should also not forget, is that January will need to have replacement in terms of who finishes as the best performing stock. In 2021, we had Champion Breweries doing 262% to occupy that position. While on the downside, we had Deep taking a hit of 20% to be the best, to be the worst performing stock. But we need to watch this. But let's then close on the note that even if you you believe in those magical numbers, 1992 did close positive in the month of February. If you then go to the year 2002, again finishing 2, the market did close negative 3.51, and then 2022 will basically be waiting to see how it will close. And it's on that note that we take another break, and when we come back after the break, we'll be looking at the 2 companies on parade talking about corporate results. Please stay tuned.
In today's fast-paced, high-stakes, make-or-break world, you need every edge you can get to help your business succeed. That is why we've designed the new and improved Sterling Pro. We've made it even more flexible to adapt to your enterprise, no matter the size. And we've also upgraded the security to make your business transactions more secure. And now, more than ever, you can now get even more done with one premium solution. Get the extra edge to succeed in today's competitive world with a solution that's built for your business. Visit sterling.ng/pro and let's get your business ahead.
If I buy this bully, now trekking be my portion. We do. It be like say they happen for there. Almost level. No darling. After all of us now visitor. Oh boy, now me the one place with 7 times a woof. Bros don't get 5 times a woof. And this I don't collect 6 times a woof. This one now woof everywhere you go.
Whether you be new or old MTN customer, turn up a woof with the boss spray everywhere you go.
Bobby, make una show.
You're welcome back. And if you just join us, the program is Stock and Shares. Let's start with the first company on parade, talking about corporate result, and that will pop up on the screen any moment from now. First, you'll find that Infinite Trust Mortgage Bank PLC is one of the companies that have taken the route of having to release its fourth quarter unaudited, as against waiting for when the audit report will be ready. First is to say that the top line moved from 1.3 billion 12 months ended December 2020 to 1.7 billion for 12 months ended December 2021 unaudited. In terms of profit, the profit moved from 411.1 to 552.5. All things being equal, even after auditing, it's not likely, even after adjustment in audit, it's not likely to be below what was done in 2020. And that basically explains why the earnings is expected to move from 28 kobo to almost 38 kobo. For the company that offered a dividend of 3.5 in 2020 for 2019 result, and 4 kobo in 2021 for 2020 results, no dividend in both years. But the waiting period has also dipped, less than 5 years by 2020 result to 3.5 years by 2021. But one of the things that again you will find as far as Infinity is concerned is that they drop in price, because incidentally the share price had remained much more on the downside since 2014, and those drops are coming in from the dividend payment. 1 naira 50 kobo was the price, the closing price in 2013, dropping to 1 naira 45 kobo by 2014. And it did drop to 1 naira 42 kobo by 2015, then climbed to 1 naira 47 kobo by 2016. By 2017, it was 144 kobo, 142 kobo in 2018, 139 kobo by 2019, 136 kobo by 2020, 130 by 2021, and 132 by 2022. The second company on parade, talking about results, we can also confirm to you that Livingstone Mortgage Bank also had its fourth quarter released to the market, unaudited. What that basically came to is the fact that the top line also moved from 650 million to 1.6 million by the same period in 2021. Similarly, the profit after tax of 32.4 million really rose to 573.6 million. And in terms of earnings, as against 2.65 kobo in 2020, the earnings is standing at 11.5 kobo by 2021. The company that offered a dividend of 1 kobo in 2021 for 2020, no bonus in both years, has also seen his earnings move from 22.6 years to 9 years. However, it must also be mentioned that the free float is one of the things. The free float inadequacy is one of the issues that the company's capital raising will be hoping to address. So, having been listed in 2013, the share price remained at 92 kobo in 2014 and 2015, before dropping to 88 kobo by 2016 at the end of 31st of December. By 2017, the share price dropped further to 75 kobo, and then hitting 58 kobo by 2018, dropping to 55 kobo by 2019, which also means that the company had 4 straight years of being on the decline, and then climbing to 60 kobo by 2020, 104 kobo by 2021, and the interest that the proposed capital raising has also generated has seen the company move to 1 naira 14 kobo by 2022. So we will also be waiting and watching and see what's next. So those are the two companies on parade talking about corporate results. And at this juncture, we'll take another break. When we do return, we'll be sharing with you the company of the week. Please stay tuned.
There is a reason Africa is called a generation for whom technology means there are no borders, no boundaries. We are the new lions in a brave new world, kings of the urban jungle. And there's a bank that puts the world in our pocket and the future in our hands. UBA, Africa's global bank.
You're welcome back. And if you just join us, the program is Stock and Shares. Let's close on the note of the company of the week. If you remember, one of the major things that we did in 2021 has to do with the review of companies that opted for reconstruction. And one of the conclusions that we drew then was that literally all the companies other than one that had reconstruction ended up being worse off than where they started from. And interestingly, for NEM Insurance, that has also become its luck. For 4 straight weeks, NEM has been on the receiving end of the market. Closing the last trading week in 2021, the company dipped by 34 kobo, and that placed it 5th. Interestingly, this was after the reconstruction. So the first week after the reconstruction, it dropped by 34 kobo, it finished 5th. By the second week, which happened to be the first trading week in 2022, he dropped 35 kobo, and that meant it was finishing 8th on the log. By the second week in 2022, it dipped by 19 kobo, and it finished a distant 18th. That was the first time in 3 weeks that it was outside the top 10. However, by the end of 21st of January, which happened to be the 3rd week in 2022, but the 4th week after the reconstruction, the share price dropped by 26 kobo, and it finished 5th. So in all, from the height of 4 naira 84 kobo after the adjustment, the company did close at 3 naira 70 kobo. That itself meant a 23.55% drop in just 4 weeks. And that is basically what has earned NEM Insurance the company of the week. But we will not close this segment without also referring you to what may likely happen next week. And next week, one of the things we hope we'll be able to share with you, because the month of January will have closed, we'll be sharing with you how well the global performance of January will be. But much more important, for the end of the program this evening, we encourage you to take away our takeaways, because even after we said good night and God bless, see you next week, we still have some charts that we also know that will be useful as far as the market is concerned. So take away the takeaways, which if you like, you can call them bonuses, and I will see you next week. Good night and God bless.
As you adjust to the new realities for operating your business and engaging with your customers, let us help you transform your business into a digital powerhouse capable of adapting and taking advantage of today's opportunities. With our best-in-class array of digital solutions, you can conduct your business, receive payments from your customers, and perform transactions quickly, safely, and conveniently, because we've got you covered with the right people, technology, and service offerings. Contact us today and let us take your business to its zenith. Zenith Bank, in your best interest.